What do you guys want to be when you grow up?
Farmers. Farmers.
Goes back to 1849 when our great or however many great grandparents came over from Scotland.
As a little kid, I always loved going to the barn with my dad, trying to beat my grandfather to the barn to feed calves for him to surprise him. Ever since I was little, it's all I ever said I wanted to do was be a farmer.
We got out of school and then we come back on the farm too. My daughter, she wants to farm it with her husband, so it's kind of going step by step.
We built the barn in '92. That was about the time the whole watershed program started.
That's right, yep.
Right now we have 265 acres. We're milking around 150 cows. We have somewhere around 300 head altogether.
You've done a number of BMPs through the years here, working with your whole farm planners, including such things as calf housing.
The old calf barn, it was panels where they had holes in them, and so there's always a lot of airflow in between calves, and sickness can travel in between calves easier. The new calf barn, there's not a lot of airflow in between calves. They're healthier, they thrive, they do amazing.
Manure storage that we had was a lagoon. We had an awful time to manage it, so they came in and built the slurry store for us and helped us out with manure management. The water table here is about 4 feet down, and our manure storage was filling up with groundwater
faster than we could spread it.
Pump it out. That was a continuous problem. Plus, it was probably leaching manure into the stream, even though it was far enough away from the stream. So they came in, put a slurry store, manure storage in. We store all of our forages in silage bags. They built a pad to store those on, a gravel pad.
One of the things that we've had an ongoing relationship with you through the watershed would be nutrient management, focusing on the application of manure to your cropland in a way that would be effective for crop production, but also for water quality. It's kind of come to a new level here as we've been working with you with precision feed management. So we got two primary crops here that we're producing on the farm for the cows. It's corn silage and hay crop silage. How many acres of corn silage do we need now to feed this herd?
About 120 acres.
About how many acres of hay crop are we producing?
Just under 400 and some.
Maybe a shade over 500 acres total to feed 150 lactating cows, plus a whole complement of heifers, right?
Actually, I don't think we really need all those acres. If we can increase the production on less acres, we wouldn't have to cover that much land.
So that's one of the long-term goals here as part of precision feed management, is to work on crop yield over time so that we can manage fewer acres and have them be more productive.
Have it closer to home, not travel as far to get it.
Sure. One of the things that we're doing to help improve productivity over time is looking at your crop rotation. You guys have had a pretty aggressive crop rotation, like 3 or 4 years of hay crop and 3 or 4 years of corn silage. What I've got here is your crop rotation map for this year. This is what we planned to do at the beginning of the year. With the kind of year that we had and the way things worked out, what did we end up doing? And how do we have to adjust that plan for this coming year in 2018 to get the 120 acres of corn silage and the hay crop that we want? We're standing out here in what cutting is this?
This will be fifth.
Fifth cutting. Wow, so pretty green, pretty lush stuff. We're accomplishing a couple things with the frequent cutting. Every time you cut it, it stimulates the grass to grow more and to regrow. We have a higher yield. And Jim, you talked earlier about needing more yield. The more homegrown forage we feed and the better quality it is, the more the cows eat. We need more yield to do that. We're accomplishing that by getting out here and you cut more frequently than you ever have to get more yield. And we're also then after the quality, higher protein content, more nitrogen that we're harvesting from our grasses and our legumes, and less that we have to buy from the feed mill. We're learning more about how to manage the digestibility of the fiber. And the more digestible that fiber is, the more the cow gets out of that forage. We got your updated precision feed management report here. This is kind of the scorecard for precision feed management. It gives us some consistent numbers to look at over time. We look at a number of different things: the amount of homegrown feeds the cows are eating, the amount of forage they're eating, the amount of nitrogen and phosphorus in the diet, how are these cows producing, nutrient efficiencies, and lastly profitability, where we take into account the current milk price, and we also have a fixed milk price so we can look at profitability. We really strongly believe that just coming in here once a year and doing a benchmark doesn't cut it.
Yep.
We need to know where is this herd in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, in the winter, and see what the variation is over time, and also to see if there's trends.
Since we switched to an independent feed nutritionist through Lutz Feed Company, I've been working closer with the precision feed. Just in a year between Rick and Precision Feed, we've saved $21,000 on our feed bill.
Oh, I think it's a
Great.
plus all the way around. You would never do all this stuff on your own. Never could afford it.
Everybody's working together. You got soil and water working together,
Precision
cooperative
feeding.
extension.
Yeah.
They are separate, but they're all combined their own talents. And I don't know if there's any place else in the country that has any program like this.
Yeah.